Hey folks, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we're going to one of my favorite breweries in Straight to Ale. We're going to review their Gorillanaut Imperial IPA.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. Be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell, as well as check us out on social media. The links are below in the description. I am Ben. There's Jay. There's Andy in the attic. Gentlemen, what are we drinking today?
Today we are going to Straight to Ale out of Huntsville, Alabama. We're going to have their Gorillanaut. It is an Imperial IPA. We previously have reviewed Monkey Knot, and this is Monkey Knot on steroids.
The big brother.
So let's crack it and let Ben give us some nice facial expressions.
Yeah.
So interesting. When we've talked about this in the past, Jay, you mentioned the IBUs as being 275. That's what
I think
that's
it's
what
a farce, but
that's what Untapped reports.
Right.
When I went to the website of Straight to Ale and it listed the IBUs, it was a question mark. So I have no idea what the IBU should be.
Did they put the SRM?
SRM is 9.32.
Yeah, I mean, it's got some clarity there. Smell those hops.
Yeah. It is rather floral.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
There's that first face.
Cheers, mates. Wow.
Yeah. It's like honey bitter.
Yeah.
That first little bit smooth, and then it just goes.
It is. It's like I was like, oh, this isn't. This is wow.
There's that pine and resin coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So we've talked about Straight to Ale several times, and this one in particular, they're from Huntsville, Alabama, and they like to focus around things related to the space industry because of where they are. You can see the label here in the corner. It's got the Gorillanaut showing the astronaut there. It's kind of like the takeoff with the Monkey Knot, where we had put the monkey in space. A couple of their others, I mean, they have their Lily Flag Milk Stout, which is named after Lily Flag. They actually do a couple others, Riki Tiki, and some of the ones that they like to name based off of space or rocket industry related to
Riki Tiki
NASA.
was the bunny, the rabbit.
No, that's the double bunny. Riki
bunny.
Tiki, they might actually have a bunny on there, but it is their it's a tropical IPA. So we haven't reviewed the Riki Tiki. We did we did Velvet Evil. We did Monkey Knot.
Brother Joseph.
Have we done Brother Joseph?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that's their Belgian double. So
yep.
They this is 10.1%, being an Imperial, and by their own description, it has an obscene amount of hops. I agree.
Yeah, I know I think we did a pastry stout from them. We did Black Sheep, if I recall.
We did, yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get the unobtainium to both of you. I know Andy had one recently.
I got one, and it was great.
Yeah, that's their unobtainium's really good. That old style aged ale. So
yeah, we're going to start a straight to L playlist on our listing here because
True that. Yeah.
this is number 5 that we've reviewed from them. So
yeah,
wow,
it's convenient. We need to get a couple more others in there from some of the local Huntsville area.
So we go and do a show from there. Yeah, go do some flights, road trip it.
think
Check
you
with
might
corporate.
be onto something. Yeah.
It might be the Brewery Tour 2023.
Maybe.
So
All right. Jay, I know you've had this before, right?
yes, sir.
Andy, have you had it?
This is my first.
This is first time. It's my first time. I'll go first.
I will say this, Ben, if you get a chance, this is one of those beer taps that you would absolutely love because it has the gorilla and the astronaut suit.
Yeah, I definitely like a very interesting beer tap for sure. And I can imagine I'll have to go search this one out and take a look at it for sure. But as far as the beer goes,
The beer goes.
I think this one is very interesting. And I'll be honest, I was very, very skeptical at the 285 IBU, but the fact that that's listed somewhere, made me think, hey, this is going to punch me in the mouth, and it did, But to your point, Jay, I think you mentioned it that first sip, when you first get that, get it in your mouth, it's smooth, and it's not until it kind of hits the back end that bitter kicks in, and man, that bitter stays for a long time. It's just
until the next sip.
It lingers for sure. That all being said, I think it has a really, really interesting flavor. I really like the first, that first taste you get. I'm not as big of a fan of the bitter, but I like it. I would definitely drink it again. I'd put up with the bitter for the flavor that you get out of it on the front end. And it has a little bit of sweet taste to it, for sure. You definitely get those floral notes on the nose, but that it's, that sweet on the front end and then the bitter on the back end. I think it's really cool, and I really, really like it. I'm going to go, actually, oddly enough, because I'm not the IPA guy, I'm going to go at 8.5.
Wow.
I think it's
Oh, man.
really good, actually.
Wrong with you?
I don't know.
We need to stop saying you're not the IPA guy. You're clearly an IPA guy.
I mean, I think where that kind of comes in is if you're watching this show and IPAs are not your go-to, find some of the ones I think that maybe, that I like maybe, and maybe you'll like them too. So that's kind of, IPAs are going to be the last thing I pick out. I mean, if I go to the store, if I go in and there are 10 beers that I have not had and 2 of them are IPAs and I can only buy 5, I'm not buying the IPAs. I'm buying everything else. So it's going to take me that second trip to get to the IPAs. But that being said, this one I think is really interesting. It's worth picking up. It's good.
Wow.
I'm going to shut up now because I've said enough.
Yeah.
What you say, Andrew?
This reminds me a lot of Hop Slam.
Mm-hmm.
That really sweet taste at the front end. Tastes like a little honey to it.
It is,
and then
man.
You get to the bitter. And it is a lot of bitter. And it's that piney resinous bitter. Mm-hmm. And it does linger. But I like it. I drink it again. It's a fun one. It does feel strong. It does feel heavy. And I'm going to give it an 8.0. It's a good beer.
Well,
stout.
Yeah, it's a powerful one, both on the bitter and the ABV. You can't sit here and have 2 or 3 of these because you'll be swimming. I've always enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite beers they make, and I love to see it when it comes out. It's kind of one of those that's seasonal, and you gotta catch it because they don't seem to do it every year, I don't think, especially as far as canning. So when it is there, I do try to grab some. And I mean, you guys have both hit the nails on the head. It does, Andy. I agree with you. It's very similar to Hop Slam in some ways, because that first sip, it's kind of that smooth honey flavor, and then boom, it's almost like a combination between Hop Slam and Bell's Two Hearted to me in some ways. Because Two Hearted is always just one of the most bitter ones that I ever had first in the IPA category. But I love it. I mean, I give it an 8.5 all day long. So.
All right, that is going to give us an 8.3 for the Gorillanaut Imperial IPA out of Straight to Ale from Huntsville, Alabama. If you can find it in season, if you see this at the store, I think we would all agree you should pick it up and give it a shot if you have not had it. Jay, what kind of distribution does Straight to Ale have? Are they still kind of regional, or?
Yeah, they're regional. I mean,
They're a micro brewery,
they're
but
micro.
they do like
Now, the one thing to consider, and we've talked about it before, so Straight to Ale is the second largest brewery in the state of Alabama. They bought a couple other breweries. They bought Druid City out of Tuscaloosa, and then they bought Salty Nut out of Huntsville. And they do all of the production out of their Huntsville facility and distribute. And then they have two what they call brewers co-ops, which are collaboration cooperatives with the largest brewery in the state, Good People, which we did a nice flight review at their facility. And yeah, Ben will put it in the comments, the link there. So the cool thing about these cooperatives, they have one in Huntsville, and then they also have one in Gunnersville, right on Gunnersville Lake. So you can drive your boat or your car to it. But they have all of the beers from all of their different, I guess their lines, because Good People also owns Avondale and one or two others, and so you can get any of the beers from their breweries. Plus, they also do cooperative brews together at those brewers co-ops. So you can only get those at those co-ops, and they're ones that they do specifically for draft. I've never seen anything that has been canned out of the co-ops, but they have some really cool stuff between them. So.
Yeah, definitely. If you make it into the Huntsville area or into the state of Alabama, you need to seek those locations out and check out the options that they have for sure. And I think that at least unlike other areas that we are familiar with, those co-ops seem to be somewhat specific to Alabama as far as how much they share with each other. So definitely something to check out. And I think maybe if corporate will approve it, we should check that out at some point in the not too distant future as well.
Yeah, because if you get a flight from there, it's a unique flight. So
sounds like a good time. With that, appreciate you guys checking out this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell. If you have not already done so, come check us out on social media. Say hey in Discord. We'd love to have you there. For Jay and Andy in the attic, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.